Is that better? Is that working? Are we working now? It's hard to tell because there's a little bit of lag, but there's not as much lag as OBS. La la la, I've turned my mute off. It should be working now. I'm just waiting for the lag to catch up. La la la, can you hear me now? Yay, okay. So we've got about a 35-second lag, which is about 2.5 minutes faster than OBS. So that's good. How you doing, guys? Pelican, Katie, Becky, all the E's. All the E's are in today. Huh. Let me see. Have I got everything switched on? Super chats on. Coffee alerts on. Microphone on. Camera. Side panels. Yep, everything's good to go. Okay. Tans. Oh, Becky. Flurry. Everybody's an E today. How you doing? Susan, Abigail, where are you all coming in from? I know where most of you are from, but not everybody. You actually got a notification this morning. Awesome. Well, I actually set it up through Streamlabs this morning instead of YouTube. So apparently Streamlabs notifications work. YouTube's okay, so before we begin, if you require closed captions, I don't know what C is in American ASL. I should learn that. Switch on closed captions down there. They're working. If you are watching the replay, hi. Timestamps by the time you are watching will be down below if you want to skip any sections like the intro or the chatty bits or the breaks or whatever. And yeah, that was it. Okay. So oh, hang on. I just remembered. 1 second. There we go. Sorted. Luna, hi. Couple of things. First off, it is now officially less than 100 days to Halloween. It's not quite spooky season yet. Spooky season officially begins September the 1st. My spooky season begins Monday. But since it is within 100 days of Halloween, the Halloween t-shirt is out. The spooky t-shirts are out. I mean, I wear spooky t-shirts all year round. But the Halloween ones are out. What else? Oh, I am working on the Halloween Chronicles currently, which I think is going to launch 1st of October. Well, it usually... No, the class will start 1st of October. It usually launches a couple of days before. So if you're interested in that, you will need to keep an eye on my website. It's always spooky season, yeah. It's pretty much always spooky season where I am. But, you know, official spooky season. Actual, we can almost get pumpkin spice lattes at Starbucks again, spooky season. So slow. Anyway, yes, Halloween Chronicles will be available soon. It's going to be either a 4 or 6 week class. I haven't decided yet. Possibly 6. We'll get to that bridge when we get there. And I see how much content I've got. Obviously, that will be available as information once you actually purchase the class. Secondly, Katie and I are currently moving my shop because the website I use for my shop is a bit pants, frankly, and it's very expensive, and I've already got a place that I can use for my shop and that allows memberships like Patreon and that allows other stuff, and I can put up my Instagram stuff. So you will see just down here somewhere there is a coffee link. Now you can also use my actual website. I just changed it this morning, so it might not percolate through yet, but it is set up as if you can brain. You can use my RhomanysRealm.org.uk link to go there still. So if you've got the shop link saved, it will still take you to the shop. It's just the back end of the shop is moving. We're currently in the process of setting that up. Should be up and running, I think, by the middle of next week, because I've literally, it's the coffee website is so easy. I've been doing it on my phone. So yeah, that's available. So if you already follow me over there, I know a lot of you do. Great. Awesome. Thank you. You will get updates. You will see the updates. I'm going to start using it kind of like a cross-platform type thing where it's going to have the memberships, it's going to have freebies, it's going to have options to purchase classes, options to purchase downloads, all that kind of stuff. It's basically going to be Patreon, Etsy, blog, website, all of it, all in one place, all at once, without having to keep moving around. I'm not getting rid of Patreon yet. I have no plans to get rid of Patreon yet. If I do get rid of Patreon, it will not be this year, certainly, because I'm got a full year class running, and it probably won't be next year. It would be phased out over a period of time. So the private sessions are all done. I've transferred those over this morning, Katie. The memberships are not done. I left that to you. But, well, I haven't done them at the moment. Luna, can you stop spamming the chat, please? You're being very distracting. This is why I can't concentrate, because every 5 seconds I keep seeing the chat shift. It's great that people are chatting and everything, but can you wait until I'm drawing and not actually trying to say stuff? Because it's really... thank you. Where was I? Yeah, readings and stuff have moved over already to coffee. Memberships will be moved over very shortly. I might even do it myself tonight. All sorts of stuff is going to be set up. We've got a small bottleneck that we can't do some stuff until tomorrow. But other than that, by Monday, the whole thing should be set up and running. Yeah, I don't really care, honestly. It says what your name is. You're being very distracting. I've asked you to stop. You can chat all you want when I'm drawing or whatever, and I'm not trying to talk, but can you not do it right now? Because it really is distracting me, and I can barely get a sentence out. Thank you. Sorry, guys. Again, where was I? I give up. I give up. I've lost my thread completely now. Coffee. Okay, the link is down there. Down there. It's right there. Okay. You can follow that message. you can follow that message, or that's not what I was trying to say. The link is in the description down below, is what I was trying to say. Memberships. Thank you, Katie. The memberships will be set up. They're going to be essentially the same as the Patreon memberships tiers. So you'll be able to choose whether you want arty stuff or witchy stuff or downloads or live classes, or, you know, pick your comfort level, pick your budget, that kind of thing. And just like with Patreon, you can cancel any time, you can jump in, you can add things, you can remove things. But the big difference is that I can have a shop actually linked to it. Whereas on Patreon, I can't sell the other stuff that I do. I've got to have a separate website, and it really annoys me. So now we have everything set up on Coffee. Yep, you can use Coffee, or you can use RhomanysRealm.org.uk, which is in my bios everywhere anyway. Katie, now you're doing it. Stop. Oh my God. You people in your chat are driving me insane today. Right. What else? I'll have to come back to that. I'm so distracted right now. I can't actually form a complete sentence. One Book July. One Book July has been going strong. There's lots of videos to go and watch if you want to. Carrie and Vicky have been putting out videos all month. I did have a video put up under the One Book July guys. That was... You were trying to link, but it wasn't working. It was. It kept coming up. Hey, Katie. It was coming up fine, Katie. But then it got deleted. And I don't know what's going on. What is going on today? What is going on? Anyway. One Book July. Yes, somebody put up a video asking if One Book July was a gimmick to get people to join people's Patreons, to bump up their channels, and to get people to buy loads of planner goods. I'm like, guys, we've been doing One Book July since before Patreon even started. Certainly since, well, literally since before Patreon started. Well, it's not clickable for you because you put it up there. It was working fine. It came up as a clickable link just fine, but it won't be clickable for you because you've put it up. Now I'm distracted again. Does anybody have any doubt that I have ADHD? Between these squirrels and these squirrels. Yes, is One Book July gimmick? The answer is no. You don't have to buy planners. You don't have to buy anything to do One Book July. You can plan on a post-it note. The whole point of One Book July is not to say, oh, well, I've got all these planners, now I need to buy a new one because I've only got to put everything in one planner. If you've got a system that works for you, great, share it with the rest of us. If you don't, maybe put the 18 planners that you currently have to one side, choose just one of them, and just work in that until you find that you must have something else in addition. That's the point of One Book July. It's not to get anybody... It's not to get... The part that made me laugh, and, you know, I'm not dissing her. It's a perfectly valid question, you know. But the part that made me laugh most was that she then went on to show her planner under the tag of One Book July, but didn't actually show how she plans. She just showed her very pretty stickers, her very pretty planner, and her absolutely gorgeous, expensive pen. She didn't actually go on to explain how she plans, which is the core of One Book July. It's not about all the pretty stuff, it's about planning. So, yeah, that was quite entertaining. But apart from that, One Book July has been fantastic again this year. I have been following, I just caught up last night actually on Vicky and Carrie's videos, and I've watched a couple of videos that came across my path just on my For You page, and I've added them. Like, I've watched a couple of John's and a couple of what's her name? Can't remember her name. Nope, that's gone. She's got like a beige screen thumbnail, and it's got white scrolly writing. So if you know who that is, that's her. But other than that, I haven't been participating. I have, however, had loads of people asking me, what are you using for your planner? This is what I'm using for my planner. For the last year and a half, I have been in a Hobonichi Avec. And I've been doing, if you're familiar with By Bun, she does like this planner journal hybrid thing that's, you know, kind of like this. There's a bit of everything in here. It's got all sorts of stuff. And I've been doing that because I haven't been journaling. I haven't been journaling at all. However, since I got my Moleskine expanded, I have been journaling again. So that has not been necessary. And I thought, you know what, I could do with a weekly setup, because I used to do my own weekly setup in the Hobonichi. I wasn't going to spend the money on a Hobonichi weeks. Not happening. So I bought myself a Moleskine weekly. It's a weekly plus notes. It cost me a whopping £8 on Amazon. Hey Pam. And it is 2022. It's July 2022 to the end of 2023. So yeah, this is my big spend on my big planner. You know, trying to get people to spend lots of money on planners. I spent a whopping £8 on a planner that's going to last me 18 months. So there you go. Yeah. How am I using it? I've got some stuff in the front. I'll skip that. I'm not really using the monthlies because these are not really big enough. But what I do plan to do, I actually do as part of my Patreon downloads. I'm going to start calling them class downloads, because it's not just Patreon, it's on Coffee as well now. Maddie, shush please, baby. I know the weather's unsettling, but it's not going to do anything. Don't worry. You're going to have a nap. You'll be fine. I don't really use this except for notes and stuff. But it is handy to be able to see, you know, my monthly layout, because my class runs in a 4 weeks to a month. So this was our week off. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of July. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of August. And then the half week of August plus the half week of September is the first week of September. 3, 2, 3, 4. And then October has already got 5 weeks. So this week here will be another week off. We work in 4 quarters. And because my classes are 4 weeks, not 4.5 per month, we do kind of 3 months and then we have a week off. And then we do 3 months and then we have a week off. And the week off, like the last week off we had coincided with 4th of July. I think the next one we have coincides with back to school week. The one after that coincides with Christmas. So, you know, they all, and then Easter I think is the other one, or spring break or something like that. So they all coincide throughout the year with when major holidays are, and when people may need to have a week to, you know, sort the kids out or go buying shopping, buying back to school stuff or whatever. So it's useful for me to see this laid out, and I can, because I know that block there would be my week 4, my 4 weeks. Well, actually, that's a lie. That's January. January works differently. Let's use July. let's use July. So this is my 4-week block, and I have 12 sessions per block. So you get 12. You get 4 downloads, 2 chat sessions, and 6 art sessions, and we do Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So I can look here and go, okay, the 3rd Thursday of the month is the Book of Shadows session. What date is that this time? It's going to be the 22nd. No, 21st. So I can quickly reference my numbers. I also use code numbers for my sessions. Brilliantly labelled 0701 to 0712. Yes, 1 through 12 for 07 July. And I write in here, this was just notes pages, and I just divided them up in halves for the full 18 months. And I just write in the 12, and then I've been putting my YouTubes down here, because I'm currently streaming weekly, so there's going to be a maximum of 5 in each section. Yeah, so that's, and then I highlight what I've done, and I highlight what I haven't done, and I can refer to this to see what's going on. That's all of that, and then this is my weekly setup. This side is timed appointments, timed stuff like my live classes. So my YouTube stream is here, my live stream tomorrow, my Saturday live stream, and what we're doing, because I usually know what we're doing at least a week in advance. Important notes go up the top there, like the fact that I'm not doing, I'll come back to that, but that's an important note for next week that I'll tell you about in a minute. And then also, like, anything that I need to post to the class, like the 0710 download is due on Tuesday. I think last week's is due as well, but I don't always get them out every week, because sometimes, like this week, we have to wait for the session to finish before we actually put it out. It's a bit of a juggle. And then this is all notes and ticking things off. I use this kind of like a bullet journal, but not really, because I'm too lazy. It's basically to-do lists and notes and phone numbers and things like that. So next week, that's what this important thing is about. Next week, I will not be streaming on Wednesday. If you're in class, there's usually a chat session on Thursday, which is just a hangout. The first week of the month is just a general hangout while I prep all the admin stuff. But nobody's available to actually run the recording or anything for you. We just can't do it. So if you want to get together on the Thursday in Discord, you can. But I'm going to move my Wednesday stream to Thursday next week. I will set it up on Wednesday so that you know it's going to be the day after instead of today. Like Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, you know what I mean. But my mum and dad are coming up on Wednesday, and I haven't seen them in January 2020, I think was the last time they came up for my birthday. I haven't seen them since. So that's going to be quite nice. We're going to go out for the day. So yeah, put that in your calendars if you want to make sure you don't miss the stream, although you're not going to miss the stream because it's early. Anyway, these little black tabs are just the first week of the month, and then so that I can easily see which month it is, like July is in green, and then August is in pink, and then September is in orange, and then it goes green again, and anything really important is yellow, and that's it. That's my entire system. Oh, I have a contents page at the back where I just put week 26, which is, because it says the week there, if I've got important notes here, then I will put that, you know, week 26. I've got my Patreon update notes that I did at the beginning of the month. And then I've got a list of tarot decks I want to buy. But that's it. That's my planning system. So, you know, planning, one book. Journaling, one book. Sketchbooks, about 1,200. Which is where we are today. Okay, so I've got these two sketchbooks. As you know, I like to work in lots of sketchbooks because I like different paper, I like different paper sizes, etc, etc. I have rough books, I have proper books that use watercolour paper. It's all different. I don't like being stuck or confined to one size or type of paper or whatever, because I'm mixed media, and you know, not everything works on mixed media paper or watercolour paper or whatever. So I have my ongoing Big Red sketchbook, which is my studio sketchbook. That's where I do kind of working things out, making notes, that kind of stuff for class. But my actual sketches, I've currently got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a watercolour book. Now the watercolour book, 8 and a watercolour book. The 8th one and the watercolour book is my Urban Sketchers books. But of course haven't been going out urban sketching recently, so haven't been using those. But that's okay, because that's specifically for urban sketching. I'm okay leaving those. But the rest of them, the other 7, can we get it back down to like 5? That's what I'd like to do. So I'm setting myself a goal. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but I'm setting myself a loose goal. And that is to finish these 2 sketchbooks by the end of the year. This one has been going since April of 2019. And I've jumped in and out of it, and in and out of it, and in and out of it. And I recently jumped back into it and went, oh yeah, I really love this paper. I've been treating it as precious because I do love the paper. And because I love the paper, I use it for a little bit and then I'm like, oh, but I'm getting low on it, so I should save it. No, I shouldn't save it. I should just bloody use it. And I will deal with what I'm going to do when I finish my book. I mean, it's not like I don't know anybody in America that I couldn't send them the postage money and a couple of quid that it costs to buy it in Michael's. These are literally not available here. That's the problem. You can't get them. You can't get them shipped. There used to be a place on Amazon that would ship them, but it still came from the US. But they run out of stock real fast because they're the only place that you can get them. So I'm going to be down to finding somebody who will nip into Michael's or Blick's or something when they've got a coupon and they're going anyway and pick me one up. But I can do that. It's not like I don't have at least 100 people in America that I know who would be willing, at least half of them would be willing to do that. So, yeah, stop being precious about it. Just use the damn book. Oh, this sounds familiar. Didn't I do this last year? I did. And guess what? I finished my sketchbooks. Use the damn book. I finished my journal, I finished my planner, and I finished 2 sketchbooks. That's how well I did with it last year. I did also try to finish one other book. I literally couldn't finish the other book because it was a class book. And we ran out of sessions. I got to the end of the year and I still had like 15 pages left. But I just retired the book and I said, you know what? I'm just going to have a different one for next year. I'm going to have a new one for next year. Just keep the 2 years separate. 15 pages, I can deal with that. So this one has... I wrote it down, hang on. This one has 50 sides, 50 pages. So 25 sheets. So there's the sheet. This and this is a page or a side. So when I say pages, I mean 1, 2. But that's also like 24 spreads and 2 pages or whatever. If you know, depending on what you do. I like to work in this one across 2 pages, especially when I've got something like this, like that is a full page, or it's right next to the full page. See how flat that lies? It's really nice to draw across the 2 pages in this one. So I want to finish this one. That's 50 pages But bear in mind, when I do pages in my sketchbook, when I'm just sketching, I do tend to use 2 pages at a time. When I'm drawing, like doing a finished illustration or something, I tend to use 1. Then this one has got 67 pages, plus a couple more, but I can't use them. Now, I've actually put a post-it note in here for where it is. So from this point onwards, for some reason, and I don't know what possessed me to do this, I've never done it before, and I don't know why I would do it, but I did. I was putting holes in something to... hey Zen! I was putting holes in something to bind a book, I think, and look at all the holes in this paper, and it went through that page and that page and that page that page, that page, and that page, and it's even in several places gone through that page and that page and that page that page, that page. I don't muck about when it comes to putting holes in stuff, alright, but I decided, you know, these have only got a couple of holes in. I can probably go on the back of the page and just kind of rub down the hole so it's at least flat on one side. And it's a sketchbook. It's not like it matters a huge amount. But these are not... I couldn't do a finished piece on this. So these last few pages from here onwards I will use for rough notes, which is what I do anyway. Colour testing, swatches, things like that I would normally do elsewhere in the book, but I'll reserve these pages for that instead. So they'll be used as part of the sketchbook, but, you know. So there's 67 pages. So 1, 2 to 67. Again, I quite often do 2-page spreads in these. Or I do, because this is really nice paper, sometimes I'll do stuff like this, where I can only use one side of the paper because I don't want to ruin the other side. Like, this is watercolour. If I put anything on the other side of this, other than pencil, it would bleed through and ruin this picture, which I didn't want. So I just cross out that page. It's an intentionally blank page. And when I have loose stuff that I want to stick in, I will come back and go, oh, that's a loose illustration, I can stick that there. Or, oh, that's like I have these transfer pages and stuff that I never have anywhere to put them, so I'll just, I could stick, in fact I could stick that there, that's a blank page. Let's do that. There we go. There's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to put that there. There's a blank page, we'll just stick that there. I like to keep these because you never know when you're going to reuse them. So, 67 plus 50 is 117. No, I'm not good at maths. I just managed to add it up earlier. Yes, I used a calculator. I don't know how many days are till the end of the year, but I do know that it's under 100 days to Halloween. And then from Halloween to Christmas is like... well, it's 62 to the end of the year, so it's like 50 to Halloween or something. So I've got at least 117 days to the end of the year. Take into account that sometimes I use 2 pages, sometimes I use 1 page. I can do this, right? So, that's what we're going to be using. If you're interested in these bands, which are handy for books that don't have... I can't stand... when books don't have elastics. Moleskines have spoiled me for having elastics where you can stick your pen in them and everything. These are graffiti. Grifiti bands. Graffiti bands. They come in all sorts of sizes. They sent me them for free to try out because they said, you know, perhaps it would be useful for putting on your sketchbooks or, you know, clipping boards and things together. You have a little one that's smaller than this that I use if I want to take 2 palettes together and that kind of thing. Math is hard. I don't do math. Math is hard. I understand long division. I'm good at long division. And I understand things that involve pictures, like trigonometry, geometry, all that kind of stuff. All of that, theoretical maths, chaos theory, I'm good with it. But don't make me add up. Don't make me do that. That's not me. But 117 pages by the end of... Well, I'm going to say by the end of the year, because the week between Christmas and the end of the year, I'm taking the year off. The week off. I'm taking that week off. I don't do anything. I don't go anywhere. Me and the kids, fur kids, we hunker down and we say, now we're going to watch every version of Scrooge there is at least 15 times. And some horror movies. So, if I've still got a few pages left that week, I can finish it then. But I'm hoping to be done with these by Christmas, because then I could start a new book that week. Or at least maybe carry on with one of the books I've already got. Like this one, I'm not very far into this one, so I'm quite happy to just put this one aside for a little bit. I'm only that far into it. And this is a hefty book. This is going to last a while. So I'm quite happy to put this one to a side for a little bit. And say, okay, I'll come back to that one when I finish these two. I'm good with that. And of course I have my class sketchbook as well. So I have stuff to do in there. This is just my personal sketchbooks. I feel like that was a lot of talking. Should we just draw something? At least the people live are chatting, you know. The zombie crew can just skip. Where are we up to? Link wasn't working. Right, there we are. You missed a few live streams. You've been busy mentaling dating Eddie Munson. I don't know who that is. Did it typo you and you meant Eddie Munster? Because that I could understand. People grifting on the One Book July hashtag. But that's okay. She did it. She did a video that was about One Book July. It was a valid question. That's okay. I'm not so precious about my challenge that I'm going to get upset if people diss it, you know. But I just thought it was funny that in asking if it was a gimmick, she completely missed the entire point of One Book July. Which is even funnier because earlier in the video, she actually said, a couple of years ago, I did it and it worked great and I haven't changed my system since. I'm like, point. Whoosh! Anyway. I did leave her a very nice comment though. Pammy, you are one of the followers on Ko-fi, so hopefully you've been seeing the update somehow that I'm moving some of my stuff over to Ko-fi. So you and the couple of people over there who very kindly support the channel, you should be getting updates over there soon, so keep an eye on that. Gizmo, hey there. I have a toned tan paper marker oh, that says too many papers. A toned tanned paper marker paper mixed media. I can't even read that. You got a lot of sketchbooks. I think that means you got a lot of sketchbooks in all different types. Yeah, that's what I do. I have, I don't really like coloured paper. If I want to put coloured paper, then I'll just get some coloured paper and stick it in one of my regular sketchbooks. I don't like having a separate sketchbook specifically, because I'm not that into coloured paper. Although I do have a separate black paper one that I haven't used yet. It was a gift. And it's really nice. And I don't really know what to do with it, but I think maybe gouache might be a good thing to do with it. But right now, I don't have the mental space for anything else. I need to finish a couple of these, and I'll think about doing that next year. But it would be quite nice to play with some black paper. I've never played with black paper before. Other than just, you know, sticking a black post-it in and drawing around it. You would get one. Oh, one of these? Oh, remember that, Katie. I don't know why I didn't just ask you in the first place. If you could, you'd give me one of your sketchbooks. You're stuck on journaling and colouring. There's nothing wrong with journaling and colouring. I get stuck into journaling and colouring too. I don't always just draw. There's Cody. Hi Cody. Nice to see you. You've been missing curvy fashion figures. You've got a lot to look forward to when you come back to us. Need drawing and sketching ideas. Just draw whatever's in front of you. Pick a word and draw stuff. There is no shortage of drawing and sketching ideas. If you're that pressed for drawing and sketching ideas, then you probably have what most people refer to as art block, which means you're just not in the mood to draw. For whatever reason. And it could be a multitude of reasons. I don't think art block is an actual thing. I think art block is a symptom of other things. Like, you don't get ill with a sore throat. A sore throat is a symptom of something else, like a virus. That's how I view it. So, you know, look at your life. What are you doing? What are you not doing? Are you spending too much time indoors? Are you not getting enough entertainment? Are you bored with whatever show you're watching at the moment and you need to do something else? You know, are you not going out and seeing people? Are you not talking to your friends as often as you used to? You know, what is it that you're not doing that's not refilling the well and giving you ideas? Have you not been reading? That's a big one for me. If I haven't been reading, or, well, I don't read, I listen to audiobooks, but if I'm not taking things in, I've got no output. You can't, it's like the artist's way says, you can't give from an empty well. Refill your well. Calculators for people who don't want to have to do the same problem twice. No. Only for people who can do maths. Only for people who can do maths reliably. If you can't do maths, it's hard to even use a calculator and reliably trust the information. I can put the same thing into a calculator 3 times and get 3 different answers. What I do is try to work it out for myself, try to figure out what I think is the most logical answer. Like if you're doing a percentage of something, then that percentage of must be a smaller number than you started with, right? Because it's part of. So therefore, if my calculator gives me a number that's bigger, then I know I've done something wrong. So I work it out. Then I give it to someone who I know can do maths, like my friends, and like Katie. And I say, okay, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I've started with. This is what I did, and this is the number I got. Is that right? This is turning into a chat instead of a sketch, but we're going to do something in a minute, I promise. I'm just catching up on chat. There was a lot of chat going on. Albert Einstein, famously bad at math. Yeah, he was famously bad at actual number maths. He was brilliant at equations, theoretical maths, all that kind of stuff. But when you had to actually insert a number instead of X, he was very famously bad at that. And I feel it. I feel him on that one. Newton was famously bad at maths as well, apparently. He was much better at English. Your online classes you need for drawing. 3D drawing things. Oh, cool. Again, if you don't know what to draw, you're either overthinking it or you've not got enough inspiration. You need to go and refill your well. Go to a museum. Read a book. Watch a new show. Draw while you're watching whatever episode of whatever it is that you're into. Read a chapter of a random book and then draw whatever it brings to mind. Draw what's in front of you on the table. There's no shortage of things to draw. The problem is that you're going, oh, what shall I draw? Well, I should draw my coffee cup. And then the little brain, you know, the librarian in there goes, a coffee cup? Again? You're like, look, it's perspective practice. You can't have too much perspective practice. Eddie Munson is from Stranger Things. Oh, well, that would explain it, because I don't watch Stranger Things. Although I am tempted. I don't normally watch popular TV shows. I really need to start getting my book out, because I'm feeling like I'm just talking instead of actually doing anything. This is not a sketchbook session, this is a chat session. Yeah, I don't watch Stranger Things because I'm not really into sci-fi, but I've been told that it's enough like the kind of Stephen King sci-fi weird stuff that I like, that I might actually be okay with it. I'm not interested in sci-fi type stuff at all, but weird stuff, weird, spooky, odd kind of things like that, I am into. And it's all about the 80s, isn't it? Or a lot to do with the 80s. The 80s, like, that's my jam. Generation X, guys. Eddie Munson from Stranger Things. 80s metalhead. 80s metalhead. Tell me he was into Megadeth. Tell me he was into Megadeth, and I'll watch Stranger Things. How many seasons do I have to watch before he's in it? Oh, and when does he die? Because usually if I start watching something because a specific person is in it, they're about to die. It's the kiss of death. It's like if I start watching a Joss Whedon film, a Joss Whedon series. The minute I start watching it, it's gonna end. You've been doing one book since 2017. Awesome. Why don't you ever do any videos for One Book July to explain how you use your one book? You draw anime. Oh, God, I lost the chat. Oh, my God, there's so much chat. You draw anime. Well, watch an anime you haven't seen before. Get inspired from that. Go back through your sketchbooks. Find a sketch that you really like, but you think you could do better, and redraw it. Are you doing One Book July? I've already just covered my my one book that I use for my planning. So I will let you go and catch up on that later. I've already gone through my book, Zen. So once the stream finishes, I put all the timestamps in. So you'll be able to just skip to that bit. It was only about 10 minutes. Yeah, we miss you in chat, Cody. Loose Leaf, hello. You've been lurking, but you wanted to pop in and chat to say hi. Love all your stickers. The Mock Tarot one is especially awesome. Oh, my stickers. Yes, it's rude not to say where your stickers come from, isn't it? Okay, so here we go. Almost all of my stickers come from By Bun. By Bun, here on YouTube, Roxanne Coble, Ghost Sticker, Roxanne's. That was just a random sticker. By Bun, old tea card thing. That's from some Jane Davenport packaging. Don't know who that came from. Nope, don't know who that came from. I do know the artist for this, but it's written on the back, and I keep forgetting to find out who the artist is. She's a very well-known artist. I'm tempted to say Sarah Tepesh, but I don't think that's right. Yeah, so that's those. These are Frankengoop, who has sadly closed her shop, so you can't get these anymore. These are by Bun. That was sent to me by a patron. That's literally a tarot card. And that's it. Mock tarot cards. I don't know where you saw those. Oh. Unless it was on my other sketchbook. But all my all my things from my other sketchbook are all either by Bun or just from a random sticker shop. Oh, hang on. Did you mean this one? The Boss Lady. If you go on Amazon and you look for tarot sticker set, I think I found it under funny tarot sticker set. You'll find these that they've got the Boss Lady, the pizza, the coffee, and it comes in a set. And they've got some other ordinary tarot ones in there that are, you know, very common tarot cards. But yeah, I've got quite a few of these. I thought the Boss Lady was, since this is mostly where I plan my work stuff, that would be appropriate. Anxiety. Yeah, we all get anxiety. Struggle. I'm trying to finish colouring tags and that's stopping you from drawing. I don't know what colouring tags are. Ah! My screen keeps going vroom. Quick tip for percentages. Oh, don't confuse me. I know how to do percentages. It's a very long-winded way, but I know how to do percentages. I also know how to do long multiplication via the Japanese method, like you would do on an abacus with the grid. I can do that. I've got lots of tricks for doing various different bits of maths that I need to do. But anything else just confuses me. Stranger Things is really good. Slow burn, but very good. As long as it's got lots of visuals, I might actually be okay with it. And if it's kind of weird, but not aliens. I'm going to draw fruit today. So I'm going to do that while I'm seeing Megadeth. Hang on a minute. Spooky mystery than sci-fi. Okay, I might be alright then. If it's very kind of the way Stephen King does sci-fi, which is kind of spooky mystery, weird, what the hell is going on here kind of sci-fi, then I might be alright with that. I love The Stand. Not the TV series, the film. You're 2 seasons behind. Here's a Megadeth patch on his vest! Yes. Yes. '80s rockers is my jam. Okay, I'll give it a try. Skip season 2, it's meh. Well, I fast forward through a lot of stuff. My general thing is if I can't get past more than 3 episodes, I don't bother. If I get through at least a third of the first season, but then I literally forget I was watching it, like I've done 3 times with Supernatural, then I will go back and start again. I actually made it to about no, not season 4. I don't know. I haven't made it to the 200th episode yet on Supernatural. I keep forgetting that I'm watching it. And then it started getting weird as well. I don't know. I like the angel. I really like Dean. Sam drives me up the wall. I just want to slap him. He's so emo kid. Like I said, 80s rockers. Dean's cool. Dean's taste in music, love it. Everything about him is awesome. Sam, I just want to slap him. The angel I really like. He's awesome. Can't remember his name. I keep wanting to say Constantine, but that's not right, is it? No. You don't think there's much of a market for your planner content? It's not about the content, Katie. It's about how you plan. It's about the system. How do you, as a busy mum of 2 kids who streams full time and has a working husband, not lose a child? Okay, fruits. I'm looking for unusual fruits because everything I've done, everything I've looked at recently, somebody's been drawing strawberries, realistic strawberries. I've done that. Bored now. So I thought, hang on a minute. I don't actually know what a dragon fruit looks like. I don't know what a lychee looks like before it's been peeled. There's star fruit. I have a vague idea that they're star-shaped, but I don't actually know what they look like. So I thought I would look at some, here we go, exotic fruits. Does it have pictures of exotic fruits? Rare and unusual fruits you can't find at home. Okay, that sounds good. What have we got? Mangosteen. Oh, I've heard of a mangosteen, but I don't know what it is. Love mangoes, though. Mangosteen. Durian. Interesting. Cloudberries. Oh, they're cute. Capuachu? Related to the cacao. Capuathu? Is that? I don't know how to pronounce that. It looks Portuguese or Spanish or something. A wood apple. I've actually seen one of those. Rambutan. Those are cute. A prickly pear. Now, a prickly pear I've heard of. Aren't they supposed to be similar to kiwis? Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, that's a dragon fruit. Oh, well, there we go. That's what I'm going to do first then. I'm going to draw dragon fruit. We're going to draw dragon fruit. We'll do those cloudberries. They're cute. That's loganberries. So that's those other things that are a bit like bananas, but they're not actually bananas. What did we say this was? Prickly pear, was it? A durian. Let's throw it in the reference section. Add a section. Fruits. There you go. So if you're following me on Pinterest, you can get the same reference pictures. Was there anything else? Because there was 11, wasn't there? I don't think we got to 11. Hi, Maddie. Oh. Ladyfinger. Ladyfinger. They are they are bananas, but they're ladyfinger bananas. Yeah, damson plums. We call them loganberries. A Carla berry. Looks like a raspberry. Okay, let's draw some dragon fruit then. That sounds fun. So let's, now we know what it's called and what it looks like. Let's find it. Ooh, look at that. Is that a photograph? That's a photo. Oh yeah, we'll have that one. Oh, that's cute. Look at that. Who did that one? By Cryptid Creations on DeviantArt. The Dragon Fruit Keeper. Isn't that adorable? Oh, I love it. Oh, loads of people have done it. A watermelon. A watermelon. Oh my god, look at that. A watermelon. Ah! Same artist. Cryptid Creations. Okay, these are cool. These are very cool. Looks kind of like mint chocolate chip, doesn't it? Let's just use those. Let's have that one. Whoops. For the sideways cut, and then this one for the lengthways cut, because it's got lots of detail on it. There we go. Okay, let's draw Dragonfruit. I'm going to use... I want to do... I want to use words markers today. So I'm going to use my rainbow pencil. I think that'll be appropriate. So, let's have a look. Let's do... how am I going to lay this out? I might just use that layout actually. So there's two circle ones here and here, and then there's the long one. Let's put the long one here, and the actual fruit can go in here. There we go. Let's quickly Joseph Quinn, who plays Eddie, is just a cutie patootie. Yeah, he's probably young enough to be my grandson, so let's not go there. My chat keeps jumping. Oh, hey, Butterfly. Doing a video at the end of the week on 1 July. Awesome! Boss Lady, yeah. I got loads of those tarot stickers. You need to work on all your tarots. You've been taking a break. Yeah, you need a break sometimes. You've been doing your scrapbooking, have you? Your summer camp stuff. What are colouring tags? The end of the month. Haven't done for them so far. Oh. Okay. I still don't really know what they are, but okay. Has anyone seen Arcane on Netflix? I don't have Netflix at the moment. I'm waiting until Sandman comes out on Netflix in, I think, November. And then I'll catch up on the 3 or 4 Netflix shows. But Arcane is on my list. Couldn't do Supernatural. You watched 3 to 4 episodes, that was it. I watched 8 episodes and that was it. I was bored. Castiel, yes, that's him. Hey Mika. Yeah, he's great. And the actor, I really like the actor, Mishka, what's his face? Great with bad with faces, worse with names. An Australian blue pumpkin. An Australian blue pumpkin. There is such a thing as an Australian blue pumpkin. We have to go and find that then. An Australian blue pumpkin. You better not be winding me up. There better be an actual thing called a Oh, look how pretty it. Oh, it looks like if Tim Burton had invented pumpkins, this is what they would look like. Look at that blue and orange together. Oh my goodness. Oh yes. I'm going to have some of these and save them. Is a pumpkin a fruit or vegetable? I thought it was a squash. So doesn't it count as a vegetable? Oh, anyway. Let's draw this damn dragon fruit before it go out of season. Fruits. There we go. Let's draw this bit. This is really interesting. Look at that. Okay, let's draw this side. So we've got kind of a... that sort of shape happening with a bottom piece. And, God, it's gone really dark. No wonder Maddie's worried about the weather. Okay, let's see. We've got a bit coming up over here. That is an outer bit. And then we've got a piece peeling off it there. That is an outer piece. There's a piece coming off over there. There we go. The piece coming up here, and it goes way up high on the page, but I'm going to bend it so that it doesn't have to go way up high off the page. It should be a little bit thinner there towards the edge. So we've got a piece coming here. It almost looks like a cactus fruit, like a succulent, doesn't it? Got a piece coming up here. The good thing about weird fruits like this is it really doesn't matter if you draw it slightly wrong. Who's going to know? As long as it's the right colours. It's not like you can draw like a banana. You can't draw a round banana and then say, well, no, it's a banana. This is not a banana. A banana is a very distinct shape. There you go. This one's got some more stuff coming out over this side, so let's have that coming out here. This pencil, by the way, is a black PAL pencil. PAL, as in friend. P-A-L. They come in sets of, I think you can only buy like sets of 10 or 15 or something. I got a whopping pack of about 14. Of about 20, sorry. 14. Where did I get 14 from? Where did that come from? Shut up, Brenda. She's probably answering a maths question I had from earlier. So this is curving down here, and this is curving up over here, and then it comes back up on itself. So that comes behind, and then this bit comes back up over it like that. Okay. And then that, you can see, comes down there. And this side we've got, well, that actually should have stuck out there, but it doesn't matter. It's not a person. We don't have to make it look exactly the same. Yeah, I like these pencils because all the, apart from the Staedtler ones, which I really like, which are these big triangular ones by Staedtler. These are really good, but they're only 3 colours. They're red, yellow and blue. These are 7 colours, including purple, which is awesome. But they're thinner, which I find easier to work with. I like these because they're triangular, but the big, chunky, circular ones are a bit cumbersome for me. But I like this one because it's got 7 colours in it, which is fairly unusual, actually, to get a pencil with 7 colours, and they're not waxy. I cannot stand waxy pencils. Everybody raves about Prismacolors, and I'm like, you use a Prismacolor, and then you, even if you erase it, and you use watercolour, guess what? The watercolour is going to resist everywhere that you put that waxy pencil. So you end up with gaps in your watercolour. I do not like. We do not stan. But this is not waxy at all. Plus you get more variation in colours. Okay, that'll do, I think. So we need a bright green, a dark green, a light pink and a bright pink. Where's my colour codes? I'm going to need that one, I think, R10. It is R10. There we go. And probably, that one might be a bit too raspberry, but it's quite dark. That's a little bit too dark. Can I work with that one, maybe? It's not quite bright enough. It's more reddish pink. But it might have to do. So that's RP1. We're going to work with what we got. It might come out more pink on this paper, so. And then we need a bright green. Bright green. So we're going to need a GY4. which is that one there, one of my favourites. And we're also going to need that one, GY3. So let's start with those and work from there. A quick check in on chat. They're not exotic, but they have a brilliant colour. Oh, the pumpkins, yeah. How do you start out drawing? You just draw stuff. You just pick up a pencil and draw. Do you already know what shapes to draw when you draw fruit, veggies and other things? No. The idea that all artists work without reference is complete rubbish. Complete rubbish. Some artists work without reference. Most either have reference or they have a built-up visual library that they've created from reference or from life, or they draw from life. So if you want to draw an orange, you know what an orange looks like, but when have you actually looked properly at an orange to know exactly what it looks like? Could you tell me what the leaves look like? Probably not. You know. So get an orange, or go and get a picture of an orange, and eventually, once you've drawn a few oranges, you'll know what an orange looks like in your head and how to translate that to paper. And that means it's entered your visual library. So at a later date, when somebody says, can you draw an orange? You can go, yeah, they've got like dimply bits and creases around the top and a little divot, and the leaves are like long and thin and pointy at both ends. And from there, it's just a case of drawing what you see in your head. Pencil, paper and practice, yeah. Or ballpoint pen, paper and practice is what I go with. You need to know how you start out drawing so lightly and wet and good. Like, do you draw in shapes first? I don't quite understand what you're asking me, sorry. You start out drawing lightly and then you draw over it. Both? Yes. I'm working from reference. I'm looking at this and going, okay, what's the overall shape? It's kind of that shape. And there's a big spiky thing here, and there's a loopy thing here, and that goes out there, and that's all I do. It's not magic, it's just, look, what do I see? The biggest thing with drawing is don't draw what you think is there. Draw what you know you can see. Not, oh, well, it looks like it goes off over here, so it must look like this. No, it doesn't look like that, actually. If you look at what you're actually looking at, it looks completely different. That's why people end up with, you know, people say, oh, I'm going to draw a cup. And they draw what they think they see. And what they think they see is a cup like this with a handle sitting flat on a table. And that's not what they see at all. What they actually see is a cup with a rounded bottom, because this is a cylinder. But 9 times out of 10, a beginner artist will draw a flat bottom because their brain is saying, well, it's sat on the table, therefore it must be flat. That's not drawing what you see, that's drawing what you think you see. So switch your brain off, tell it to go shuffle some papers or something, and just draw what you see. And if you can't make your brain switch off, turn your reference photo upside down and draw what you see. It's not magic, it's practice. It's a bit lopsided, but it's a fruit, who cares? Okay, where's the other two? Let's sketch in the other two. Oh, I'm getting so distracted today. Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. No, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. No. Stop it. Here we go. So these are basically just circles. I can't draw circles to save my life, but they don't actually look completely circular. So I'm just going to kind of wing it a bit. They don't... There you go. Because I don't want them exactly round, but they are round. And then this... Oh, this one... No, let's finish these first. Stop it! Okay, so we've got... Every so often you can see where they've cut through, I assume along here somewhere. You can see these little nodule bits sticking out from around the outside. So you've got the round part of the section, and then you've got... And this has got a little bit there sticking out. And then this bit actually has a bit sticking out at the top. But it's also got a piece sticking out underneath. And then this part has a green point as well, which presumably is one of these sticking out, because they're not peeled. And then this side we've got another one that's actually attached to the top, and then a green bit underneath, and then that comes around there like that. That's as round as we're getting. And then it goes, the skin is a fairly uniform thickness all the way around, so let's do that in there. And then the middle is just dots, so we don't need to put the dots in. That is absolutely not circular. Okay, so this time what we're going to do, this time we're going to start with the centre, so that we can vaguely follow that circle that we've drawn. There we go. Now we can draw the outside. Okay, so this bit has a yellowy bit sticking out, and then we've got, comes round here, and we've got a pink bit sticking out there, and then another bit there. We've got, I'm going to bring this round a bit so it's not drawing over that bit. We've got a bump there in pink. We've got another bump here in pink, and then it goes around like that. And then here we've got kind of a yellowy bit sticking out. And on this bump we've got like an entire section underneath, which I think is probably the cut through that bit there, or maybe this bit here, and it's just that that actual part is still sat there. So this is actually like a cross section of this here, and then there's a green bit sticking out there, and there's a red bit sticking out there. There we go, that worked. Okay, now we're going to do, let's do this one. Oh, that's a slightly more interesting angle. Let's do that. So this one, instead of being just flat down like these, it's actually at an angle. So we've got the angle of the oval like that. And you can kind of see the bits underneath. Like, hang on, this is the wrong way round for the way I've drawn my oval. Oh. So this picture is the wrong way around, so I'm going to open it in edit mode and flip it sideways. So now it's the other way around. There we go. So now we've got this part is big and knobbly right here with all sorts of bits, and you can see green bits and all sorts there. And then this comes up and there's a bump, and then this has a leaf coming down. And then this comes up and around and goes to a point at the top. This comes down, this has got a bump here. It's got a bump there. And then on this side we've got, that's got a piece coming up like that, and then the shell, like we got this side showing. So we've got, this has a bump, like that. And then there's a sticky out bit, and it comes down into a piece like that, and then these pieces come out like that as well, and then there's a big green piece at the bottom, which I assume is that part here. And then you can see a bendy over bit there at the back. And this comes up into kind of like a half a stem thing, like that. And then that is another piece of greenery there. And then over here we've got another of those long pieces that curves up, and maybe we can overlap it with that one. That'll do, we don't care. And then that's it, can't see anything on that side. Okay, that's an interesting perspective actually. Let's make this side a little thinner so that it's obvious that this side is nearer. What's happening there? That should be coming across into there like that. Okay. So this is the dark pink. Let's do the light pink bits first, shall we? So, a lot of people tell you to draw basic shapes and sizes when drawing. Don't know if you work that way. Because since I'm disabled, it helps me to draw in simple shapes. Yeah, almost everybody draws like that. There are very few people who don't draw simple shapes before they start. There are a few people who are able to literally sit there and draw all the details of one eye, and then go over here and draw the nose, and then go over here and draw the other eye, and it looks perfect. But those people are very few and far between. And they generally are people who can only draw faces. Or can only draw cars. And they just have a massive visual reference library. But that's all it is. You can draw anything if you can break it down into simple shapes. The basic shape of that is a circle with a few sticky out bits. Anybody can draw a circle. Not necessarily a good circle, but you know. One of the biggest things you learned from me is to draw from reference. Yeah, if you don't know what something looks like, how can you draw it? How can you draw an elephant if you don't know what an elephant looks like? And if you know what an elephant looks like, but you're not entirely sure, you know, yeah, their legs are like tree trunks, but where do they bend? Do their back legs bend backwards? I mean, even to ask, like, when you try to draw a dog, you've seen a dog probably every day for your entire life. Do you actually know what a dog's back leg looks like and which way it bends? Without thinking about it. Could you actually draw that and make it look like a dog's back leg? Even if you get as far as saying, well, I know it goes out like that, and then it comes down, and then it's like there's a foot. Okay, is there an ankle joint? How far up is this joint here? Is it longer here? Or is it longer up here? Where does the body fit here? How does this leg connect to the hip? Just because you've seen it and you know what it looks like doesn't mean you can draw it. I couldn't even draw my dog from reference. I could draw a cartoon version of my dog from reference, but not my actual dog. Right, I'm so distracted today. So many questions. so many. I don't mind questions. I don't mind questions at all. There's just a ton of questions. I'm not used to answering a ton of questions. I'm used to teaching. Okay, this actually has a fine tip, and that would be useful, I think. I'll just check I've got something underneath. Yeah. This has a fine tip. I don't normally use the fine tips, but I'm thinking that fine tip will be rather useful for doing that section over there. Now, that's got... I've lost that reference photo. I need to pull those up together. So that's pink all the way around. Okay, that makes that nice and easy then. So all of this is pink. It's all pink and it's all dark pink. Marvellous. And goes up into a section there that's all pink. This part comes down here. This part is all pink. All of this part is pink. The part that is not pink, actually there's a section here that is partially pink. So this is coming up sort of darker pink. So let's switch to a brush nib. So this is where it's coming in here, and it's coming along here and feathering out there. That's a pink bump there, and then all of this is pink. There's a green bit there. All of this is pink. This is all pink. There, that section there is pink. And then this section is lighter pink going into white. So, oof, that's a bright pink. Okay. So this part is pink going into white. And this part is all... some of it's green and some of it's not. Okay. So this has... I think I should have started over here. This part has lots of green sections. These parts are green, light green, and then it's got dark green in it. So I'm going to put the light green in first. And then I'll go back in with dark green. This is light green. And this has green. This is all green. That bit's green. This is green going to pink. That's going to be an interesting transition, because green to pink is going to give us mud. Well, that bit is actually cut. That bit's green. And this bit has got a green section, but that part is actually pink in there. There's a horrible pink, but it's the only pink we've got, so we're going to have to work with it. I might be able to desaturate it in a minute. Okay, that's giving us the kind of colour that I want, actually. My God, it's gone so dark. Is that bit green? Yes, that bit's green, but not all the way down. Okay. Yeah, I should have started up here somewhere and worked my way down to this one. Going to alert mode. Off to work. See you later. One of the biggest lies you ever told as a teen was that drawing from reference was cheating. Well, drawing from reference is just a slightly easier way of drawing from model or drawing from life. The only reason people like Michelangelo didn't draw from photo reference was because they didn't have photos. They drew from other paintings, so they drew from each other. They copied from each other, in fact. They copied and traced from each other. But everybody will tell you tracing is wrong as well. Night, Zen. No. If you're drawing for fun, and like this, I'm drawing in my sketchbook, I don't care. I'm just drawing whatever I feel like drawing. It's practice. If I wanted to draw a perfect paint or paint a perfect painting of a dragonfruit, I would go and buy a dragonfruit and study it. But I don't need to buy a dragonfruit, although they do look quite tasty. I don't need to buy a dragonfruit. I can just look at a dragonfruit online. You use the tools that you've got available to you. And the tools that we've got available to us is the internet. So I'm going to use the internet. I don't see how that's lazy or cheating. You know, I don't know what a dragon fruit looks like, so how am I going to draw a dragon fruit without a reference? What if you live somewhere where you can't buy dragon fruit? I don't even know if we can buy dragon fruit here. What if you want to draw a dragon fruit and it's out of season? Then what? You know. There's too many rules that people want to put on things. They call it gatekeeping these days, and I can see why. People like to pretend that drawing is some God-given talent that you're born with, that, you know, oh, and you can just draw stuff. You decide you're going to draw a horse and you draw a horse. And maybe the first two that you do aren't very good, but eventually you'll draw a perfect looking horse. It's complete crap. I'm allowed to say that, aren't I? It's complete crap. Okay, interestingly, the bits of pink on the outside are actually the lighter pink, which is kind of weird, but okay, let's go with it. I do not like this light pink, but we're working with what we've got. A couple of bits in there, and it might be, oh, it goes yellower as it ripens. So, okay, we do want a slightly yellow green. Slightly yellowy orange green. GY6, that should do it. GY6. GY6, there we go. That should be a kind of a... there we go, that's what we need. Kind of a yellowy greeny colour. It's almost the same as that colour, but it is very slightly different. I might use that on this one. That's yellow, that's green, that's yellow, that's yellow. It's got some yellowy pinks. This has some yellow around it, the yellow at the back. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Let's add some yellow to that, just to make it all work together. Bit of yellow on there. And then we'll, I suppose we'll do the rest of it in dark pink. I really want to do the rest of it in dark pink. I think I prefer the light pink over the dark pink for the outside. Maybe. It's a little too fluorescent, that's the problem. It's a good colour, but it's very fluorescent. Let's put the light pink in, and we can always go over it with a darker pink or actually that yellow is making it more of a subdued pink rather than an orange, so maybe we can do that. Yeah, I don't like when people are all high and mighty about drawing and, oh, you can only do it if this, that and the other. If a 5-year-old can draw, then so can you. Yeah, when they say you're a talented artist, it's a bit of a slap in the face. Talent is nothing. I've worked hard to get where I am. There have been many sleepless nights and screaming and throwing my book across the room because I couldn't get something right. It wasn't just handed to me and there was a ray of light and and suddenly I had all these Copics and ta-da. You know, that's not how it works. There are very, very, very few people born with that talent. It's as unrealistic as thinking all women look like supermodels. There are 8 supermodels in the entire world and that's it. Okay, I really like that yellow transition, but it's not on this. So I'm just going to put some yellow in where the light green is and kind of fade the light green into it because I like the contrast. Although actually now I'm looking at it, I can kind of see some yellow, but it's not really yellow, but it kind of is. I don't know. Let's just throw some yellow in. Hey Scoob, what are you doing? Hi, you staring at me like a weirdo. You're staring at me like a weirdo. Hi. Okay, I'm just going to do this bit of yellow and then I'm going to take a quick break because I think his Scoobiness needs to go for a potty break. So I'm just going to do this colour quickly. Ooh, that one's got all sorts of pretty colours on it. Oh, that's cool. Didn't notice that before. Isn't it funny how you don't notice what colours things are until you actually start colouring it? And then you're like, oh, I didn't see that bit of bright orange there. Now, this is wall yellow actually. I mean, look at it. It goes up to green at the top. Oh, missed a leaf. That's got some yellow on it. And this one's got some yellow here and a bit of a highlight, so I'll put the highlight in yellow as well. Okay. Must go take a break quickly because someone needs to go for a potty. So I will be right back in a couple of seconds. Actually, do I need coffee? Might as well make a coffee while I'm out there. Yeah, I might as well make a coffee, so I will be 2 minutes. Okay, we're back. We have coffee refills, empty poppers. What are you doing? You're eating bits off the floor. You're so weird, Maddie. I picked up my pink Copics. I didn't realise I had so many pinks in Copic. So let's see how these work with, no, not with, but let's see how they compare to the two pinks that we've got here. Might be able to blend them. See, that's neon pink. This is it's a bit too orangey, I think, but we might be able to use it for the skin. That's very pale. That might work as a blending colour. That's a bit too lavender. And that's coral. It's supposed to be pure pink, but it's not pink, it's coral. Okay. I might be able to use these two, I think. I think I can use this one to tone down this colour. Yeah, that's working. I should have used this colour in the first place, I think, but it's toning down that neon colour a little bit, making it more pink. Much better. Sorry about the shadow. I've got my overhead light on because it's so dark in here. But it is 6:30 in the evening, so I suppose that's not surprising. Okay, so this is a darker pink. That's that one. I think I can use this more for the outer pieces. So where's that? This has more kind of shading with a greenery bit here. So let's see if we can add a bit of shading to this. Obviously it's going to be darker because it's a rounded object, so it's going to be darker as it goes around that way, isn't it? It's darker coming down into that petal there. Petal, segment, I don't know. This is going to be darker. Let's just kind of leave little bits of bright. Maybe that'll work better. Shouldn't make you laugh, but you did. Not alone in that. Many, many flying sketchbooks. Oh, I'm well known for throwing my sketchbook across the room in a huff. I do it a lot. I do it regularly. I'm going to tone down these bits because these are on the outer edge. I think that would be better. That I'll leave those bits. And then this bit is a darker pink. Yeah, that looks better. This is dark on the edge and lighter in the middle. Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad. And then we'll blend this bit out, I think, with this one, which is more of a pale pink than a neon pink, but it's still very bright. But it should lift that considerably. There we go, now we're getting somewhere. I want some more green on this, but I don't want to put green pen into it because that'll be a mess. I'll add pencil to that bit. Okay, so back to this one. Where are we putting the bright green? Oh, is this the dark green? Hang on. Don't Let me get my greens mixed up. Oh yeah, this is the... Is this the one I just used? I don't think it is. No, this is the green that I wanted. So I'm going to just do all of what's left of the green in this medium green, and then I'm going to go back in over the top and do the sections that are kind of darker. And I'm going to come into some of these yellow sections as well. Now this section is actually, it's kind of, it's not shiny like you know, those variegated leaves quite often are very shiny. It's not like that. It's more like a banana, where it's kind of a silicone rubber type look to it. That's the only way I can describe it. It's not shiny, but it's catching the light. So I want lighter sections, but I don't want to go crazy all over white highlights with it. So I'm treating these yellow bits as kind of the ripened areas and the highlights of the green section. Hopefully that'll work. I have no idea. I'm not practiced with markers, in case you can't tell. And this has a really nice stripe of pink down the middle, so I'm going to keep that separate. And this has blended down into there, and this is blended down into there, and this comes up here, and that's actually got a pink section in there as well. And this is actually got a big chunk of dark green on it, so I'm going to just leave a sliver of yellow on that one. This is going to be mostly dark green, so there we go. And then this bit has a big chunk of pink, but it's quite a linear section of pink, so I'll just leave that like that. And then this twists up on itself. And then we've got this big patch of green here with a little bit down to yellow. No, down to pink. Down to, where am I? Yeah, that's going down to dark pink actually. It's going to be a fun transition. Some of these areas, this is bright pink in the middle here, but it's got green on the tips. This section is green here. This section down here is green, but the rest of it's pink. This has a little bit of green coming down here. This is actually quite dark here, so I'll blend that into there. And then it's got a section coming down that's a bit softer and underneath. But then it's got a harsher section of green as well. And then this bit is green on the top there and green underneath, and then green down here, but no green on that back edge there. And it goes into pink. And I think, oh, what's this bit? Oh, this bit is green coming down. That bit's all green, and that bit's yellow into pink. Okay, so all of the rest of it is going to be that medium pink. Let's use that medium pink. Is that the one? That's the light pink. I want the medium pink. That's better. Oh, highlights on the pink. Didn't look for highlights on the pink, but there aren't that many highlights on the pink. It's just basically darker on this side. So I'm going to do all the pink in one colour, like I've done with the green. And then I'll come back in with a darker pink and a lighter maybe a pink pencil or something. Ooh, this is making my brain ache. It comes across there and then it goes darker there. That bit's green. That bit's pink. And this section goes up into green. And this is green. Tiny little pink section in there. And this is all darker. I might just go over this twice so that it doesn't, so that it looks specifically darker but the same, a darker version of the same colour. There we go, that's the word I was looking for. And then we can do some shading on these. Put something darker in there, and that bit there, and that section. And then this bit's going to be darker as well. I'm not very practiced at colouring inside lines. I've never been very precise about line work, and that is where I find the biggest difficulty with using markers, because I don't colour inside the lines. I've never been someone who coloured inside the lines. And you know what? I don't plan on starting now, so... The good thing about lighter Copics is that they do lift the colour underneath a little bit. So even if you blend it into... I think that's why they blend so well. If you blend it into yellow, it doesn't make orange, it blends it into a kind of a peachy colour. So you can actually lift the colour that's already there a little bit, which makes it much easier to get a good transition colour. So I can blend that into there and it just lifts the yellow, doesn't make orange. Whereas that doesn't happen so much with the ohuhus, but the ohuhus don't spread so much. The ohuhus are very juicy, but they go into the paper a lot, but they don't go across the paper, whereas Copics go across the paper, but they don't go through the paper so much. I mean, all alcohol markers go through the paper, but you can see this is where I did the ohuhu, it was all right, and then where I've done the Copics over the top, it's gone really soaked in. So, but this paper is not for Copics anyway, or markers. No paper is for markers unless it's specifically called marker paper. And even marker paper will bleed through to the back unless you use that specially coated plastic stuff. I've painted my nail bright pink. Ew. Unless you use that specially coated plastic stuff, the render paper, which Molotov does a version of, which is cheaper and easier to get over here. Personally, I don't like it. I hate everything about it. It's slimy. It's like, have you ever used Yupo paper, where it's like plasticky? It feels, when you touch it, it doesn't feel like paper, it feels like plastic or vinyl. That's what render paper is like. I do not like. I actually quite like it for pencil, and I quite like it for ballpoint pen. I do not like it for markers, which is what it's made for. Okay, let's get some of the darker colours in here. Actually, I'm going to use the fine point. This has got a fine point on. Yeah, let's use the fine point and do the kind of like an edging. Oh, that's better. That's more control. And then I can use the brush marker to blend it in, but I can do the edges where it's really harsh with this. Yeah. Okay, I need a shadow colour in there. That's going to have to be a mauve. Very, very pale mauve. Where's my very, very pale mauve? Very, 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 very pale, almost see-through grey mauve. There he is. 120. There we go. That's what I need. So that actually helps with the transition here as well. It's like a purpley pink. And it also goes in the shadows. So I should be able to... look at that! Oh, that's pretty. Should be able to put some colour into these now. Oh, that works with the green as well. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's put that down here and blend it into that too then. Yes! Oh, that actually works better as the dark green than that bright green does. Let's use that. Because it's a red grey, and red plus green equals brown. Plus grey equals brownish grey. So now we're getting a darker tone, but it will still look like it fits. Okay, oh, I like this. This blends better. This blends a lot better. Okay, so now we've got this bit. So this bit is all shadow. There's a really dark shadow down in there. And this blends upwards. Also a dark shadow. I might have to go back in and darken the shadows a little bit more. Does this have a fine point? No, it's a broad nib. This has darker and darker. Darker. What's that one doing? Underneath is green, darker, darker, and then this has a section that comes up like that. And that is darker under there. This needs darkening up under here. Not bad. Sorry about the shadow. I've had to put my overhead light on and it's behind me. I do have a desk light here, but oh, it's not on its brightest setting. Hang on. I need to not have that one glaring. go. Let's see if that helps a bit. Oh, there we go. I can't see, but you can. That's what's important, right? Oh, chat suddenly went really quiet. After being completely manic, it just went really quiet all of a sudden. Are you drawing along? Are you doing your own things? Okay. Oh, that's just changed what I was looking at. Right, this has an edge there and an edge there. Blends out. Has an edge and a dark section. This one, dark along the top still, a bit darker than that. It's dark along the bottom and it's dark along the side. There we go. Yeah, I think I'll come in and tidy this up with some pencil, because colour pencil is my comfort zone. There we go. That's much better. I really like that with the grey on it. It looks much more... I don't know how to describe it. It just looks better. It's just betterer, okay? It's just betterer. Let's do some damage control down here. So this has some grey on the end. Let's blend that pink into the green a little more. Oh, I'm sorry, Maddie. Are we keeping you awake? Working on your video for tomorrow. Cool. Drawing, now you're doing your nails. Yeah, I need to do my nails. I don't have the patience. Even doing jelly nails takes too long to dry. Exhausted, so just sitting enjoying the stream. Oh, well, that's okay. What weird skills did you guys learn during the pandemic? I decided to basically do an entire nail technician course. I have everything to do UV gel nails, polygel, dip powder, etc. Have you seen By Bun's videos? Because she did the same thing. She essentially taught herself how to be a nail tech. And she paints tiny little things on her nails and stuff. Your husband's terrified every time you have an Amazon delivery. I just basically drew a lot during the pandemic. Apart from the fact that I couldn't go out to draw, and then my car died and I couldn't go out at all, my life didn't change that much. And obviously not seeing my family. But my family lived quite a long way away, so that wasn't something that was unusual. It's unusual that I've gone so long without seeing them. But, yeah, for the most part, not much changed for me. Because I work from home. I don't go out very much. I still don't go out very much. I need to start getting back into going out, but the trouble is, I've been so... is anxious the right word? About going on public transport. Even now. I never liked public transport. I always preferred to have a car, but now I don't have a car, so I have to use public transport. And that's become a little bit of a barrier to actually going anywhere, essentially. Plus, the other thing is Scooby's getting very old, and he's not really safe to be left for long periods. So, the fact that I have to go everywhere by bus is a pain, because even just going to I can get the bus to the museum from here, for instance. I can go in the car, it takes 8 minutes, and the car park is right outside the museum. To get there by bus is only 20 minutes, assuming you catch the bus, fairly quickly and you time it right. But it's a 20-minute walk to the bus stop, and then it's a 20-minute walk from the bus station to the museum. So it's actually 40 minutes, plus 40 minutes back. So it's an hour and a half instead of 15 minutes there and back. It's a significant chunk of time. And by the time you get to that, you're like, well, what's the point in going, So I've not really been going out anywhere, to be honest, because I don't have a car. It's just a real inconvenience, because where I live, I've basically got to get 2 buses to get anywhere. Or I've got a half-hour walk before I even get to the bus stop. On a bones day, that's not a problem, but on a no-bones day, or if I'm teaching and I've got to get back, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, I can't go anywhere. Most Tuesdays I can't go anywhere. And if I have readings or anything, if anybody's booked a reading, then it's a Tuesday or a Friday. So basically the only day I can go anywhere is Monday. And who wants to go anywhere on a Monday? You work in a small grocery store and you're essential, so you still had to work. A lot of your lessons were more internal and spiritual work, yeah. Oh, I think a lot of us did shadow work. I did a lot of shadow work. In fact, partway through 2020, we started doing shadow work. Or at the beginning of 2020, we started doing shadow work. And then we said, look, we're all doing shadow work this year, whether we want to or not. So how about we put this on the back burner and we come back to it next year? And don't just add more shadow work on top of what we're already dealing with. We went to get a manicure today. Cool. Yeah, see, that's the thing with gel polish. It doesn't come off easily, the one I've got. You've got to soak it and scrape it, and that's too much effort. It's more effort to soak it and scrape off gel polish than it is to just sit and wait for ordinary polish to dry. Public transport makes you nervous too. Buses are packed, especially during university. That's the thing. I live in a college town. We've got 3 universities. Of the 4 sides we could have, we've got 3 universities and open space. So, I'm quite liking how this is turning out. It looks better on camera than it does in real life, but it looks good. Okay. I'm not really sure about what to do with this inside, because It kind of looks white, but it also kind of doesn't. It's got patches of grey. Should I use like a warm grey? Maybe I should use a warm grey. Have I got a warm, slightly off-white? Very slightly off-white. What's that one? 020. 020. Neutral grey. Let's try that one. What's that one like? Might dry lighter, so we'll give it a second. This one comes off in 1 to 2 minutes. Yeah, mine is supposed to come off in 1 to 2 minutes. You soak it in acetone with little bits of cotton wool and it's supposed to wipe off in 2 minutes, but it never does. Oh, excuse me. Getting a dry throat from talking. The smell. Yeah, I don't like the smell. You used to Dremel the excess gel off, but you discovered peel off base coats. That's what I want to get, a peel off base coat, and see if that helps. Because actually I was using sticker nails for a while. And they literally were stickers that you put on. And then you put on a regular top coat. You just had to wait for the top coat to dry. And when you wanted to take them off, you just used ordinary acetone. Just like normal nail polish. And they just slid off. But they're expensive. They're nice, but they're expensive. They're easy to put on, but they're a bit of a waste because they're always this long. I mean, I keep my nails short. My nails are rarely longer than this, except for Halloween. And they're usually fake. I don't usually allow my regular nails to grow much longer than this. Because I prefer the look of short black nails. But the nails are like that long, and if they've got a pattern on, then the pattern is usually that long. So you have to work out where to put it to get some of the pattern. Why am I doing this to myself? Okay, is that light enough, do you think? It's kind of dark. It's kind of a bit too dark. Maybe we need something a bit lighter. Do we have anything lighter? Which one is this? Neutral Greys 2. Do we have a Neutral Grey 1? We have a Cool Grey 0. I wonder what that looks like. Let's have a look and see what that dries down to. I might go into some of these with a bit of pencil. Get a little bit more depth in some of these shadows. I'm going to use a dark red. And where's my Payne's Grey? That should be a good colour. And that muted green. So we've got Chrome Green. Yep. Payne's Grey. Yep. And Madder. Perfect. That's what we need. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a transition here. Oops. I'm slowly getting the hang of markers. I still need to rely on pencil to salvage sections, but that's okay. I'm mixed media, I can do that. I still get better details with pencil. And it's easier to get smooth transitions with pencil as well, so I can make these blend out where I want them to be. And I'm just more practiced with pencil. That's the bottom line of it. I'm just more practiced with pencil. Let's get some darker grey in here, I think. Green flash nail polish. Oh, let's have a look and see at that. Okay, let's get some of this green in here. There. So yeah, if anybody came in late, I did do a big chat at the beginning of the stream, albeit very distracted, about the shop moving. We're going over to coffee, but the link that you normally use should be working fine. Okay, see you later, Katie. Thanks. Yeah, so if you're interested, pop over and see what's happening over there. It's not all set up yet, but it will be soon. Memberships will be available over there if you want to jump in and out of classes and learn some tarot and astrology with me, that kind of stuff. Do some digital downloads. Basically just bits and pieces from the class that I already run. But there's also a shop over there, so you'll be able to get the mini classes over there as well. It'll be one central place for everything, which is what I've been trying to do for ages, but it's so difficult to get one central place. Like, even with Patreon, you can have all your posts in one place. You can even upload now. You can do live streams, but there's no real community section other than, you know, posting underneath, which you've got to be a member for. You've got to pay for. You can't just chat. You can't just hang out and wait. There's no shop option. You know, there's nothing like that. But then you get a website and there's no options like there is on Patreon to do different tiers. It's either memberships or it's not, you know. So So hopefully this will be a good option for being able to get everything out to people in one place. And also, I've noticed that the latest... I don't normally complain about Instagram. You know, apps change. They change over time. Deal with it. That's the way tech is. It changes. But I don't like the fact that Instagram is trying to be TikTok. I didn't mind it trying to be Snapchat because I didn't like using Snapchat anyway. But I don't like TikTok. I don't like being bombarded with constant moving pictures. And I really don't want to now have to filter out everything in order to find what I'm actually looking for, which is photos. But there is an option on Coffee to do picture updates. It's almost like a mini blog. So I should be able to put my pictures up there as well. It's just a case of posting to two places, and it's so easy to do. It's not a lengthy process at all. I can literally just copy and paste from Instagram. So, you know, if you're following me and looking for my images and you can't find them on Instagram because nobody can find anything on Instagram anymore, then you should be able to see regular updates up there, over there. I'm going to try it and see how it goes. I have tried doing updates with Patreon, but then again, in order to see the updates, you've got to be a patron. And you've got to pay for the privilege of being a patron. You can't just have public lenses, as they call it, where you can put up photos. Whereas Coffee, I can do it as long as you're following me. You can see it. So I think we're going to have to go down that route and try that for a while. IG is going to videos, yeah, which would be great. I mean, I don't mind there being a place to post videos, but it's trying to be another TikTok. If it was trying to be another YouTube, that might actually work. The fact that they started doing lives and stuff, you know, and if they added in the option to be monetized and stuff like that, sponsorships and things. I mean, people can get sponsorships and stuff, but you can't optionally monetize your videos. If you could do that, there's a lot of small creators would benefit from that because, God, YouTube doesn't cater for anybody who's got less than 200,000 subs these days. And that's assuming you can keep 200,000 subs without them unsubscribing people every 5 minutes. Because that is still happening. I like this. It's looking cool. I think I want to add a bit more yellow into that bottom piece just to make it stand out. Make these bits a bit darker as well while I'm at it. Only on the lower pieces. The upper pieces seem to be a little bit lighter. There we go. Okay, see you in a bit, Rish. Social media has lost the plot. They want to be everything. Yeah, I miss the days when you had an app for photos, an app for videos, an app for long videos, an app for short chats, an app for group chats, and you knew where everything was. And now it's like you just have to post everything everywhere all the time, otherwise half the people that are following you don't see it. I'd much rather Instagram was most... I quite like stories. Stories is quite useful because it's pictures or videos or sharing other people's stuff. I like that setup. But I don't like the whole, now we're trying to be TikTok. Not least of all because their editing thing is so much worse than TikTok. If I wanted to be on TikTok, I would be on TikTok, you know? He's coming along nicely. I'm not sure how to do the centre part yet, but we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. This one needs some work, but this one is looking really good. I like this one. Let's put some... We need some... Oh, what did we get? That light grey actually is not too bad. That very, very cool grey. Let's use this grey for the shadows underneath. So I'm just going to put some... Nothing fancy, just some basic shadows under here, just to, you know, obviously have it sitting on something like that. Let that dry. We'll put a little bit more in there. I'm going to use this really light one to do the bits in the centre, because it does seem to have kind of a patch around here in the middle. That's just a little bit darker than white. Yeah, that seems all right. Once we put the colours in, it'll look less like a mushroom. Okay. Less like an onion, rather. Where's the round ones? There's the little round ones. Okay, these are... Oh, I see what it is. It's because those little seeds go all the way down. The ones that are on the top are black, and as they go down, they get lighter and lighter and lighter, but you can kind of see through the fleshy part. Ah, that makes sense. Okay, so we can have some, basically just some patches wherever we want it of, you know, light and dark, and where the seeds are concentrated in patches, and you can see the seeds going down. And we'll put in some black seeds, and then some grey seeds, and then some lighter grey seeds, and then, you know, a couple of them will probably be like just that, where you can see like layers of seeds going down. The worst thing IG ever did was remove chronological feeds. Yeah, I agree. They should have refined the Explore. Yes! The thing that they tried to do with the chronological feed is exactly what they should have done with the Explore. Or they should have had a... I mean, they've added it back in, but you've only got chronological for the people that you actually follow. Everything used to be chronological. If they had taken chronological and then the Explore and it as the TL is now, with some people that are suggested because you follow such and such, you might want to look at this. You know, 80% of people who follow this creator also follow these people. You might be interested too. That would make sense. And then they could just have a single button that went, take me somewhere random. You know. No, it's fine. I don't... The problem with algorithms is that people know they have to feed the algorithms. So people feed the algorithms, which means the algorithms work. But people don't want the algorithms to work, but they don't realise that what they're doing is feeding the algorithm. In order to fight the algorithm that says we're going to promote mostly reels, everybody needs to say, well, I'm not going to make reels, or I'm not going to post that many reels, and then you'll have to prioritise pictures because there won't be enough reels to see. You know. They fight the algorithm by feeding the algorithm. It makes no sense. I just keep posting pictures. I don't... It's mildly frustrating that I've still only got 4,978 followers. And it's been stalled at somewhere around 4,970 to 80 for about 6 months now, since the previous time they changed the algorithm. But, you know, that's how it is. Would I like to use Reels and make short videos? Yes. But guess what? The video platform that I use for videos is YouTube. And guess what YouTube has? Shorts. Yeah. So, I don't need that one now. I need my... Nope, that's the... Is that the neutral grey or the red grey? That's the red grey. I need the neutral grey. Yeah, it's... Oh, excuse me. Oh. Not tired, I'm just talking too much. Yeah, if I was going to post short videos, I would either post them to my own platform or I would post them to YouTube, which is where I post videos. If you want to see more of a certain thing, you have to interact with that thing. Yeah, exactly. I see mostly photos because I only comment on photos. I very rarely comment on Reels. My Explore page, guess what my Explore page is full of? That's right, dogs. Mostly pit bulls, dachshunds and golden retrievers, because most of the 900 or so accounts I follow, apart from friends, are dogs. I don't follow artists very much. I follow the occasional artist. There's some artists that, you know, I love their work so much that of course I follow them. Laura Zombie, for instance. Oh, I love her stuff. She's also got a very cool dog who she posts a lot of photos of. But yeah, most of the things I follow on Instagram is dogs. So that's what they show me. Of course, a lot of dog accounts are now showing Reels. So a lot of what I see is Reels, but I see Reels from dogs that I follow or dogs that are similar to dogs that I follow. So basically, if you want people to see you in the normal, non-chronological feeds, you have to post Reels, which everybody hates. Yeah, exactly. Nobody wants Reels, but everybody posts Reels because that's the only way for anybody to see what you're doing. But I don't want to post Reels. Not on Instagram. If I want to post short videos, I'm going to post short videos in my own space, which, I mean, I don't have an own space. Well, coffee, I can do it now. But if I was going to take the time to make a short video, I would put it on YouTube. You know, I'm still trying to get past 12k on bloody YouTube, because YouTube doesn't show me anymore either, because I'm too small. The fact that I've been here since the day of inception has nothing to do with it. No, I've still only got 12k because we still don't have an art section. That is one of my pet peeves, the fact that YouTube still doesn't have a section for creativity. They could just call it creativity. There's film and videography, that there isn't one for, or just arts and crafts. Just call it arts and crafts. But no, we've got to figure out whether we want to be people and blogs, entertainment, general videos, you know, none of which apply. It's all right if you're doing a tutorial because you can put it under education, but then you have to be really careful that it's not taken as a kid's video. So you can't use anything Crayola if you put it under education, because they immediately flag it as a kid's video and you lose all your monetization. So why are you doing this to me? Why can't I just make stuff? Yeah, or if they do specialise in a single type of video topic, but it's not one that's popular, like live streams. I only do live streams. I like doing live streams. But if I do live streams, then I should be over on Twitch, according to YouTube. They don't want live streamers over here. We get hidden. Everybody keeps going on about how all the law tubers are getting demonetized, or they don't get this, or they don't get that. It's because 90% of them do live streams. And it's only the very popular ones that suddenly get really picked up. And that's usually because they are one of those people that is just like Emily D. Baker. They're just one of those people that everybody likes. And most people are not like that. Most people are either you love us or you hate us. Or you like our art but you don't want to listen to us talk. Or you like us talking but you don't want to watch our art because you're not into art. Yeah, Instagram is its own little world. It's like it exists in a microcosm. It's very strange. Okay, how am I going to do these spots on this thing? I kind of want to do... I'm sure I must have a micron type pen around somewhere that I can ruin the nib on. I must have. I'm sure of it, I must have. There we go. Oh, that's a blue one. Oh, that'll do. It's navy blue, so it won't be quite as harsh as black. And then I can do a few black ones. Okay, so the seeds don't really go from the centre out, but when you look at them, they kind of look like they do, but they don't, which is weird. So I'm just going to start in the middle and work outwards. Oh, there's a lot of dotting in this. This is going to be boring. Somebody talk to me. You're planning to set up a coffee because you're tired of Etsy fees. Yeah. I'm fed up with Patreon, to be honest. I'm fed up with how limited it is. And then they come up with these wild and woolly ideas. And I'm like... So, about that easy understanding of tags that we've been asking for 7 years. Any news on that? No, we thought we'd add the ability to do this, that and the other. You can have your own Reddit page. You can have a Discord server. Yeah, let's force everybody to have Discord servers instead of adding a community page, which is what we asked for. Because you can have a community page. We've got a community page, but nobody can post pictures to a community page. Right. So instead, they integrate us with Facebook groups, because that's what Facebook groups are for. And then they add Discord servers, because that's chat. And yeah, great. Okay. I mean, it is nice to have a Discord server, I have to admit, because it's just very casual. And I can link my Discord server to my coffee, so that's fine. Well, that's not true. Katie can link my Discord server to my coffee. I can't. So there will be a link there between Discord and Patreon and coffee. But eventually I think I'd like to transition from Patreon to coffee, because coffee is so easy to do. I spend so much time. Ugh, I'm bored with doing dots already. That's not too bad, actually. That looks about right. What do you think? Does that seem about right to you? I like it with the grey. It really gives it a... I could do with going in with some darker ones, so maybe use a slightly bigger pen, but in black, and just do a few darker ones here and there. You're over social media altogether. I really don't do social media, honestly. I do YouTube. Most of what I watch is on YouTube. I do Instagram. I haven't used my I haven't even logged into my Facebook in so long, I don't think I even know what my password is anymore. Oh, that's a lie. I went in to change my password because I got a message that someone was trying to hack my account. Dudes, set up two-factor authentication on everything, okay? I don't know what that clicking noise is. It's kind of annoying, but I can't get rid of it because I don't know what it is. It's caused by this, but there's nothing... Oh, it must have been that tapping against something. That's annoying. Stop. Nope, still doing it. Watch me move this and then it's not that. Oh, is it you? Is it you clicking? Found it. Yeah, I don't use social media very much. I was using social media during the Johnny Depp trial, and I will keep catching up on bits and pieces over there with other trials that I'm watching, because it's an easy place to follow a lot of YouTubers all in one go. But mostly I follow it for YouTubers, for law tubers and journalists that are following cases that I'm interested in, and then I go and watch their videos, because that's the easiest place to find out where videos are happening, because YouTube's notification system sucks. I don't remember the last time I had a YouTube notification. Even when I've asked for one, I've never had a YouTube notification. So, yeah. But I don't chat on Twitter. I don't, you know, I've got maybe 2 or 3 celebrities who aren't on Instagram that I follow on Twitter. Like Stephen King. I follow Stephen King on Twitter, but he's not on Instagram. So if he was, then I wouldn't follow him on Twitter. I'd follow him on Instagram. But I also don't feel the need to get caught up in the social media hamster wheel either. The whole, oh, I must post this and everything I post must be perfect and it must have a flat lay and da-da-da. Why? Just because everybody else is doing it. Every time I see people posting like that, my mum pops into my head going, if everybody else jumped off a cliff, would you do it too? You know? And I'm like, no, I'm the one who would come up with the idea to jump off a cliff. I don't follow other people. I'm the one with the crazy ideas. So I'm going to go and do my own thing. But it seems to be the trendy thing at the moment that you complain non-stop about how social media is sucking your soul and you have to fight all these algorithms and you don't know what you're supposed to do. No, it makes me feel like I have to be such a perfectionist and I hate doing it, and then you still insist on doing it. It's like, no, if you hate doing it, don't do it. Nobody is saying that you have to have a social media presence. Oh, yeah, if you start this, see, that's a slippery slope, I think. Starting social media in order to make money. That doesn't... I didn't have a YouTube account. No, that's not true. I had a YouTube account. I've had a YouTube account pretty much since YouTube started, because I used to teach this stuff. I had to know what was coming up. So as soon as YouTube came out, we were like, ooh, early adopters, let's sign up for the beta and see what that's about. Do you think it'll go anywhere? And I remember one of my bosses, me and my colleague, who were about the same age and very into tech at the time, both said, oh yeah, this is going to be around for a long time. This is going to be the platform that everybody knows. And, you know, it's going to... At the time, Google was fairly new, and we were like, well, this is going to be like Google one day. Everybody, you know, everybody calls searching the internet Googling. This is what, you know, people are going to assume if you've got videos. I've put a video up will mean it's on YouTube. And lo and behold, that's what happened. And they were like, no, I give it like 6 months. No, this is going to be around for a while. So I had an account really early on because I had to know how it worked so I could teach others how to use it. But I didn't actually start using it until... Let's see, I started teaching in 2000 well, I started doing free classes in 2005. I started doing paid for classes in 2006. I think I started doing YouTube in around 2009. But I started off just doing classes. And it was in the days when people used to talk to each other, and, you know, doing an online class was a common thing, and people would say, oh yeah, I do this, and, you know, people would post stuff to their Instagram back in the day when Instagram actually showed you people's photos, and you know, they'd say, oh, I'm doing this is from so and so's class, and other people would look at it and go, oh, I'm interested in that class, where did you find that? I want to do that. And then there'd be, you know, there would be bigger creators and smaller creators, and people would give you shout outs and you'd help each other out. Or if you've got somebody come to you and say, oh, I wanted to learn how to do this, and you're like, yeah, that's not what I teach. But if you go and see that person, that's what they teach. Tell them I sent you, you know. And then the next time they had somebody who wanted to do what you were doing, they'd send them your way. And all that seems to have gone because everything's based on the algorithm. It's like the algorithm has pitted everybody against each other, and now it's sink or swim. It's all about beating the algorithm. It's not about forming communities. And I miss that side of it. That's why I'm very adamant about keeping my class and my section a community. You know, it's okay if you want to be a lone child, you know, if you want to just work on your own and not really partake, but you just want to do all the classes, that's fine. I'm like a bit like that as well. I'm not really a social person. But if you're going to do all the stuff and chat with people, don't be doing it off privately in DMs over on Instagram. Come and have a chat with everybody in Discord, you know, come and chat with people in class. Turn up for class and talk to us there. And I really encourage that. And a lot of people do it. And I like that about my community. I like that people feel free to drop in and out, and, you know, they'll disappear for 6 months and then they'll come back. And 9 times out of 10 they say, oh, I've really missed being around here, you know, I've missed chatting with you guys. There's nothing that pleases me more, actually, than when somebody comes back to the class and says, oh, I've really missed being over here. But, you know, I've been working, or I needed to take another class, I couldn't afford both. Well, that's fine. Fair enough. We all have to pick what we can manage to do. But they come back because they miss the community. They miss their friends. They miss sitting in class for 2 hours drawing, you know. And I love that. I really love that about our sessions. But Patreon kills that sense of community because their community page sucks. Everybody has to learn Discord, and then that's yet another social media that you have to know. And most people of a certain age only know how to use Facebook. And I hate Facebook. I've always hated Facebook, and I don't want to have Facebook ever again. This is a great green for doing shadows. It's Faber-Castell Chrome Green Opaque, number 174. And if you're in the UK, you can actually buy Faber-Castells off the rack, like single ones from Cult Pens. You do have to pay shipping, but if you wait for a Faber-Castell sale where they do 10% off, the chances are you'll want 2 or 3 pencils, and if you buy 2 or 3 and a couple of refills of anything that you've run out of, you pay the 10% takes care of your postage. Little tip there for you. It's not just the way social media is, but how much is going on in your personal life that's made having an online business or practice an uphill battle. Yeah. Oh, you've got to have the time to devote to it. I do not know how anybody, like creators like By Bun and Little Raven Ink, who are parents, How the hell do they manage to do that and not have, and keep children alive? I couldn't do that. And it's not like you say, well, oh, but you've got dogs. Yeah, I've got dogs. So does Bun. Courtney's got cats. They've got all of the things that I've got, and they've got kids that they have to get from place to place. And how? How does that... How? You installed all of your social media on your phone, created a huge random 20-character passwords so you can only log in when you're on your desktop. I took all social media off my phone. I have Instagram, and I have for convenience only, I have TikTok. And the only reason I have TikTok on there is because I have a login for TikTok because people keep sending me TikToks. And it's really annoying when it sends you to the mobile app, because the mobile app has a lot of ads on it, and it's quicker to just have TikTok on your phone. I never log into TikTok unless somebody actually sends me a TikTok video link, and then I just click the link and it automatically opens. I don't actually go on TikTok to be on TikTok, if that makes sense. I uninstalled Facebook Messenger and Facebook the minute you had to have Facebook on your, I don't know if it still is, but you had to have Facebook on your phone in order to use Messenger. And I was like, no. Proprietary apps now? No. And I switched to Viber. And only the people who've got my phone number talk to me on Viber. And I keep it that way. If I'm happy for somebody to talk to me and they have a reason to need to talk to me or want to talk to me, then I will happily give them my phone number if they use Viber. But to be honest, most people who talk to me privately mostly talk to me on Instagram. Just DM me on Instagram. Of course, most people know me well enough that they don't actually bother me very much. Because I'm notorious for not actually getting back to anybody. If you send me DMs on Instagram and I actually send actual typed replies, you're special. I do tend to talk in GIFs or emojis for the most part. If we actually have conversations on Instagram, that's impressive. This is looking good. I like this. I like how it's coming together with these, just the sharpened edges. He's really helping bring it together. I wonder what dragon fruit tastes like. I've never had a dragon fruit. I'd never seen a dragon fruit before today. I just, it was one of those thoughts that you have at 4 a.m. for no reason, and you think, dragon fruits exist and I've never had one. In fact, I don't even know what they look like. You know, that was the thought. Some random squirrel ran up to me with a post-it going, what's dragon fruit? I don't even remember anybody mentioning dragon fruit or anything, or, you know, nothing. I don't know what made dragon fruit come up in my head, but someone triggered one of those squirrels and off he went. And he needed to know what a dragon fruit tasted like and what it looked like. Facebook demanded a photo of your driver's license. What, to prove who you were? I always wondered if they'd do that to me because the name on my driver's license isn't my legal name. You only have Facebook for certain family. Oh, I don't even... None of my family are on Facebook. I think my sister's on Facebook, but I think she blocked me a while back. Because, like, who wants to talk to their sister on Facebook? Yeah, me neither. So, I don't know if she... that's not true. I don't know if she blocked me or if she just wasn't on Facebook. I knew she was on Facebook, but we weren't following each other. But I haven't been on Facebook for... to actually use it. Don't even think I even checked for birthday messages this year. I tried it with you too. Because of all the catfish men following you, trying to message you. I just switched my settings so the only people who were following me could message me. And only people I chose could follow me. I lock things down. Oh, due to their... Oh, so they cracked down on bot farms in Russia, which meant they caught all the catfish men that were messaging you that you didn't want in the first place, and then they demanded that you prove that you're a real person because you're being catfished. That's just mad. Okay, let's put some darker shadows in a couple of these places, and I think we are done with this one. I did not expect this to take as long as it did. However, I was chatting for a good portion of it, and it took a lot longer to get through messages today than it should have done. Yeah, I need to stop this now because I'm getting scribbly because I just want it over with. I just want it done. But I'm pretty happy with how they came out. These could have done with some finessing, I think. But there's not much you can finesse when you're looking at a pink circle with some yellow bits on it, to be honest. Yeah, that's not too bad. Well, we got one page done anyway. And I'll probably do another fruit over here of some sort and kind of have it come across this way so that, or spill over into this part here. What time are we on? Oh, 20 to 8. Should probably stop or I'm going to be here all night. If I start doing another one now, we're going to be here till midnight. Yep, I'm pretty happy with them. Let me take them out of the glare. Put them... There you go. You can see a bit better that way. They're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but they do look very 3D. This one looks better, I think. This one looks... I got the pinks better on this one. This one... I should have used this light pink on this side. Oh, I wonder if I can lift it, because I used that before and it lifted it. I wonder if I can lift the pink on this side a bit, in this area. Because I did that. I think that's how I did it on that side. There we go. That is actually lifting. It will take a little while to dry. But yeah, but YouTube doesn't really appreciate like 72,000 hour streams. If you want to do really long streams, you really need to be over on TikTok. Not TikTok, Twitch. I do plan on getting Twitch up and running again, but I need to get my mini class sorted. I need to get this year. Oh, we've just finished the summer mini class. Do you want to see what I did? This hasn't even been posted publicly yet. There you go. It's hard to get it all in the picture because it's a big picture, but yeah, that's what I did in the mini class, the summer mini class. It's very Alice in Wonderland. I'm holding it this way because if I put it this way, the white balance absolutely hates it. But it's not too bad today. It doesn't like the white balance goes completely haywire, but yeah. That's what we did in the mini class. Next mini class is the Halloween one, which will be available soon on the new shop over on Coffee, as soon as me and Katie have finished setting everything up. But if you want readings or anything, you can already get them over there. Just follow either that link right here on Coffee, or it's down in the description down below, or where else is it? Oh, you can follow the RhomanysRealm at gmail.com if you want to as well, and that will take you to, once it redirects, it will take you to Coffee as well. Takes a little while to percolate. Mushrooms! You know I've already done mushrooms. Come on, I do mushrooms all the time. I did mushrooms 2 pages ago, in fact. Have I got some more mushrooms in here? Usually I've got lots of mushrooms. Oh no, I don't think I've got any more in here. I've got some... I want to try and get this book finished. Oh, this says it was started in 2021, July 2021. So I only had this going a year. I thought I started it in 2018. I thought this was Christmas 2018. Did I only do this one in here and then not use it for like 3 years or something? That's weird. Well, shucks. Anyway, I'm going to try and finish this book and my little book by the end of the year. Mushrooms are my happy doodle. When in doubt, draw mushrooms. Don't know what to draw? Draw mushrooms. You've got to have a default. You've got to have something that, you know, you've got that itch to draw. You just want to draw. You know you want to draw, but you don't know what you want to draw. You just draw something. Pick something that you love to draw. Even if you're crap at it. Even if you absolutely suck at it. If you like drawing faces, just draw faces. Doesn't matter if they're bad. Just draw faces. As long as you love it. Eventually, you'll get to a point where you go, actually, I wouldn't mind drawing this. Or... oh, mushrooms. Maybe I could draw something with mushrooms coming out of it for a change, you know. I'd draw a coffee cup with mushrooms coming out of it. Why not? You got to have your comfort doodle. The one thing that you do on everything. And mine is definitely mushrooms. I could do with some more comfort doodles. I draw stars a lot. I don't really have... oh, I I draw leafy patterns, weird leafy patterns. Like filling pages with leafy patterns, that kind of thing. Like these, just weird leafy things in the corners. I draw a lot of dogs. Not always good dogs, but I draw a lot of dogs. Okay, I have to stop now. I'm starting to yawn. Time to go and eat and chill. And I will see you guys next week. Don't forget, next week I'm not streaming on Wednesday, I'm streaming on Thursday. I will put it up on Wednesdays to remind you that it's streaming on Thursday. But yeah. Building. Oh, that one. There's something about this, no matter what I do to it, it doesn't look finished. And I don't know what it is. Every time I keep coming back, I did watercolour, I've done pencil, I've done ballpoint pen, I just keep coming back to it and it never looks finished. It's another building in pencil. I like that one. Anyway, very happy with this. Need to do some more markers. The thing about markers is that they bleed through. So, I mean, if I did markers on every page, instead of 67 pages, I've really only got half of that. Because if I draw something in marker on here, I can't use this page, and I can't really use this page unless I stick something over it. And then what's the point? I mean, I might as well just call that done and get another sketchbook when I'm done, you know. Maybe that could be a way of doing it, is to use more markers. And I do want to get practiced with markers, because I'm not that good with markers yet, and I want to be. I'm better with watercolours, but I want to be good with markers, because markers, you don't have to wait for them to dry. You see where this is going? There's logic in my madness. Trees, no, it definitely doesn't need trees. It doesn't need background. It's something about the house itself. I think it needs thicker lines somewhere. I think it needs the line work shifting a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day there. Thank you very much for joining me. Come over and join me on coffee. You don't have to sign up for a membership or anything. I think you have to sign in. But you can also follow. So it's just a very simple thing. There's no major commitments to it or anything, but it gives you lots of options. So come and find us over there. That's it. Can we do a marker study in class? You want to do more marker practice? We've been doing markers for the last month, Cody. We've been doing curvy figures, which you asked for. Designing fashion figures, which was one of the things. Actually, Mika asked for that, but you also said you wanted to do some design work. And we've been doing markers, which you asked for. And you're not in the class this month. I told you had lots of fun to come back to when you were ready. Actually, there'll probably be a lot of markers in the Halloween class as well, because I'm really into markers at the moment. But you don't have to use alcohol markers. You can use water-based markers or whatever. It's just going to be markers with pencil over the top instead of... Woo! A new donation from someone. Well, thank you very much, someone. I thought it would tell me who it was, but it doesn't. But that's okay. It might be that somebody's donated anonymously. I don't know. I think you can do that on coffee. But thank you very much for the donation. I much appreciated. There's another coffee in my pocket. The donation tip jar thing is set to £3. If you want to donate more, you can, but it's £3. Just buy me a coffee. That's all I ask. Buy me a coffee. I drink a lot of coffee. And I don't even buy expensive coffee because I make my own filter coffee at home these days, but even when I didn't, I very rarely went to Starbucks. I usually went to Costa, which is a lot cheaper. But I will be getting into the pumpkin spice lattes fairly soon. As soon as they're out, I will be heading up the road to my local Starbucks, which is all of 5 minutes walk. So I should change it to buy me a pumpkin spice latte, shouldn't I? I try to get as many in as I can between the end of August and Christmas when they go out of stock. Right. I really am going now. Thank you very much. See you later. Au revoir.